Alright everybody, we're back for another video. This one I'm taking through the little micro adjustments and fixing vertices and smoothing out. As we continue to go through this project, I learn more and little tips and tricks on how to decrease vertices, and then also being able to apply different colliders and interactions among objects. So you want to keep certain things separate to be able to make the experience uh, flow the way that you want it to. So the recent problem I had was in this model, the glass doors were creating a collider because they were part of a mesh that was put together and conjoined all together. So I had searched for glass, and all parts that had glass material came up. I conjoined them all together. Well, that ended up causing a problem because there was some internal doors that were glass and I didn't catch them, and they were conjoined in the mesh. So I went back to the original model, and well, this is what it was before. So you can see um, all the glasses conjoined. Um, that doesn't work when you have internal doors, such as right here. So this door is part of it, and when I apply a collider, you can't go through the door. So that is the reason for this video. So went back and took the original model, copied all things that had glass, and selected those objects and put them into this model, which is a copy of that original one, and conjoining the glass separately. So the first thing I did was I searched for anything that contained the material glass, and I renamed it. And so I found here, first we did that previous video where you combined the material, doing selecting all of those parts. Give me one second. Selecting all those parts, and I'm gonna do it again here right now, and linking the materials. So we'll link the materials again. They're all the same. I'm gonna have to do some cleanup, but that's okay. We'll do that later. And so I have all these objects selected that I had added back in, and then what I do is I go to edit and do batch rename. And so I did, for the selected objects, going to do a new name, set name, and then glass. And then we have all of the different objects. And now throughout this process, I've been renaming groups of glass so that we're not affecting those doors, applying a mesh collider when we go into Unity. So I've combined all of this exterior glass right there, and different segments are in different orders. Haven't gotten to that part yet. Combined all of those. It was fine. It's one of the most random ones, not having too much decimation to reduce my vertices because it's so separated. It doesn't work very efficiently. And yeah, it's just going through all of the portions of the model and conjoining the glass, decimating where you can, not doing it where you can't, and setting little segments where they made sense. So, like in here, inside of this building, kind of finicky sometimes. I have all that glass on the interior conjoined, and it works very well. So the process for this, I'm going to redo this because I've already renamed, so I don't need to be having the materials show up anymore because the actual object itself is renamed. And so I just did this one. I haven't renamed it yet. I think we're on 10, glass exterior 10. Okay. So I'm going and finding where pieces of glass are close together because it conjoins pretty well when you do that. And just going to keep going down, shift clicking. Okay, so I picked up some new glass over there, so I'm going to go back a little bit. See, I picked up, so I'm going to conjoin this. So you can right click, or I just do Control J, which is a hotkey, but right click, and it would be conjoined. Well, I don't have multiple objects selected, so yeah, so you would right click and do join. So you join the objects is how you do it. But I'm going to go through and go back to what I had conjoined. I have it selected, and now for a really good cleanup, what I've been doing for objects that are basically in two-dimensional space like this, it's very simple. Going into edit mode at the top left, and then going to mesh, normals. Well, actually, sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. It's selected right now. I'm in object mode. My thing is my section collection of objects have been conjoined, and now I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to click F3, and I'm going to search for quads, and I'm going to do this face tries to quads because these are better presented in a square. They are squares, so tries, there's no purpose for having two triangles. Just having one quad is actually better for the faces or vertices. So if I undo that, you see the edges go down in the top left, which reduces our overall data, which is great. So going to normals, I am going to first reset my vectors, and then I am going to, under mesh, I'm in edit mode, mesh, normals, and then I've reset, and then I've smoothed my vectors. Another interesting thing you can do if you have material facing the wrong way is doing same thing, normals, and then recalculate outside, and that's so you have your materials facing the right way if they're facing different ways. So yeah, we're done. We're just doing those two things: reset the vectors and smooth the vectors. Going back to object mode, I'm now going to decimate and make sure that it doesn't turn into triangles again. So 0.5. I can go all the way to 0.1, it seems, without causing any problems, which is great, because that overall decreases my amount of data that I'm processing. But when I come into here, give me 2 seconds. Oh man. That's not really what I want to see, but that's okay. It's just one little piece. I'm going to decimate it. And the last step is I'm going to rename this, and I think I'm on interior 8. And yeah, just start the process over again. So thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully it helps, and see you in the next one.